Joined by the happiest man in Liverpool. How are you, mate?
I'm all good, Rich.
Andrew Cain, who has got a fight on Friday, defending his title that he won in less than 20 seconds last time out. I'll take you back to that. Now, the declarer thing, we have already spoken on the phone and probably go over a few of the same old questions, but you looked a bit annoyed, agitated after that fight.
I was a little bit annoyed, like I was coming expecting a bit of a fight. He was saying the fella was tough and stuff like that, and so after it was a bit like I weren't happy, you know what I mean? I was all geared up for a fight and then never got one, so still a bit agitated. When I got back the next day, looking back on it, it was good because I never had to like say anything can happen, can you can hurt your hand, you can get an egg clash, get a cut, so it saved anything like that happening, so it was good overall. But I want the ring time, I want to get a few rounds, and hopefully this next fella can give me a few rounds, you know what I mean?
What were you like back at the hotel? Did you sort of chill out a bit later on?
Sort of chilled out a little bit, yeah. I chilled out with Paul. I had a little, Paul likes a little go with a whiskey now and again, so I had a little 2 whiskies with Paul. Sort of calmed me down, but it's still quite agitated, like full of adrenaline and stuff like that, because it didn't get to release anything, mate, you know what I mean? It was just one telling shot ended the fight, didn't it, you know what I mean?
Was that a little tactic? It just shows how well Paul knows you. But he thought better get a couple of scotches down him.
Nah, it was me, to be honest, lad, it was me. I said, fucking hell, I'll have one of them, you know what I mean? Don't drink normally, but I was fucking like that, lad, wanting to scrap with anybody, you know what I mean? So I started a little chill out with the lads and calmed down later on. Like.
The upside, of course, apart from the win, is the belt. Yeah. I mean, your first professional belt. Yeah, even you've got to be fairly happy with that.
Yeah, to be honest, it's not really about the belt, mate. It's about more than that to me, Rich. It's about
it's that process, isn't it? And the belt.
Don't get me wrong, it's a nice memory to look back on.
Yeah,
to look back on it, it's a nice memory to have. Do you know what I mean? That's all really that it's for. You know what I mean? And obviously to defend it and stuff like that. But it's more just about the progression and the moving forward. You know, not just for me, just for my family and stuff like that. Do you know what I mean?
But I think you're in this sort of kind of in the midst of this process now, where you are starting to stand out, you are starting to get noticed, and that is the progression, isn't it?
Yeah, well, this is it, mate, isn't it? No, all this stuff happens on its own. All I've got to worry about is turning up and putting a show on, you know what I mean, and performing, and everything else comes with it, doesn't it?
So after that fight, so that was on a Saturday, Churich went home on the Sunday, chilled out. The Monday, you went in and done 12 rounds in the heavy bag?
Yeah.
And just battered it?
Yeah, I never battered it, no, I went in and moments like that, they're few and far between, aren't they, in your life, you know, fight nights and stuff like that. So rather than just let the occasion pass me by with one shot blowout, I took myself back to the fight, put the gloves on that I wore, and basically had a fight on the bag and tried to try a few things that I could have tried on the night, and just take away from the experience, you know what I mean? Not just let the experience go astray with just one quick blow over, do you know what I mean?
So it's kind of a bit like a proxy sort of fight, you know, just sort of your imagination did it all for you.
Well, I just put myself back there, you know what I mean? I just put myself back in the ring, imagine that never happened, and just worked out on the bag.
Another feature of your Telford experience was the fact that you got sick of hearing the name of what's his name, Liam?
Yeah.
Liam Davies, and you didn't particularly appreciate him being plonked in front of you or put in with your interview. Fair comment?
Yeah, but it weren't even really that, mate. Know what it was? It was like I was weighing in and stuff like that, and what did he? I don't know Devon that I've got a job to do and that, and BT and that I've got a job to do, but what did he expect from me? Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't really like the man anyway. I'm hungry, and like, you know, really, my instincts want me to put one on him. Yeah, do you know what I mean? So I don't really know what I'm meant to do in situations like that. What I'm meant to do, have a nice chat with the fella. You know what I mean? It's a bit weird, innit? But I understand it's part and parcel, innit? So I'll learn to take that in my stride a bit more as I go on.
It's a little bit provocative in the sense, but you put in a lot of work and time on him. Yeah. And then, what was it, a week or two beforehand when he pulled out?
To be honest, mate, I didn't put work and time in on him, you know. I put work and time in on myself for the fight that was coming with him. But I didn't focus me work or me boxing on him. because it's never about the opponent, it's always about me. As long as I'm right, as long as I'm doing what I can do, the opponents doesn't matter, do you know what I mean?
But it was a fight people were particularly looking forward to, wasn't it? And you know, a lot of disappointment when he dropped out.
It was a fight I was looking forward to as well, mate, yeah, not just people, but yeah, it's one of them things. This is boxing, you know, shit happens, doesn't it? You know what I mean? All I can do is beat who's in front of me, you know what I mean? And that's what I'm going to do on Friday night as well.
Now, when we first met 2 or 3 years ago, it's fair to say there's a lot less of you as a lad now than there was then. And you're thinking of taking yourself down even further after this fight, considering bantamweight. Explain the logic.
Bantamweight, because in the last camp I was training as I should and eating as I should, and I was walking around lighter than what I should be walking around if I was going to make super bantam. Do you know what I mean? I was sort of having to put an extra meal in and stuff to make sure that I'm not walking around too light. So that told us bantamweight's the way for us. You know what I mean? So hopefully after this one, get down to bantam, and what I want to do, mate, I want to win as many titles as I can at bantam, and then I want to have the option to be able to move up. Do you know what I mean? Rather than go super bantam, I could get on the weights and that I could eat fairly well and I could do super bantam. You know what I mean? And I'd smash everyone at super bantam as well because I've got to. I mean, I haven't got a choice. But at bantam, it gives me the option to be able to clean up at bantam and then move on to super bantam and do the same there, doesn't it? Do you know what I mean? So I think that'd be the better option for me. And not only that, I'll be a little bit bigger at bantam, where not that I'm arsed, but some of these fellas at super bantam would have a little bit of size on me. Do you know what I mean? Not that it matters, because you fight anyone, don't you? You know what I mean? We're fighters, aren't we? But why give people the size advantage on me when I can be the one with the size advantage? That's the logic behind it anyway, Rich.
I mean, given where you're at now, you'd have to go in at a pretty good level, wouldn't you? You wouldn't want to be sort of going back down to sort of knockover jobs, would you? You'd want to go in.
I'd want a title fight at
English
bantam.
title, British title level.
Yeah, I'd want a title fight at bantam, definitely. Yeah, I want to keep fighting in title fights now. Don't see any point in going down doing like 8 rounders or whatever. Do you know what I mean? Pointless, in it. Like the likes of this fella, he's on paper he's a step up again from the opposition that I've been fighting. But as you'll see, mate, I'm different from what you've been seeing. You know what I mean? And I'll show that again on Friday, and I'll continue to keep showing that every time.
But one thing you have shown us is that you're not just this raging bull. Like you showed us in the fight before last, but you can box your way through it, and that was something you were quite keen to show people, wasn't it, at the time?
Listen, I've watched fighters throughout my life, and I've took bits from each of them, you know, like Muhammad Ali's, Mike Tyson's, and I try and beat Andrew Cain, but with a little taste of everyone mixed in, you know what I mean? So I can dance around all night if I want to dance around, you know. I can come in and destroy people as well, like a Mike Tyson if I put my mind to that, so you know what I mean? So I've got all the answers that I need to have, and as these fights come, the people are going to be asking the questions of me, you know what I mean? And I'm going to provide the answers, and that's when you'll see what I'm really made of, you know what I mean?
I think it's funny, as you putting in a really controlled performance that time, probably got you more noticed and respected than blasting people out, because it just showed people that you've got the all-round game.
Well, yeah, well, not many people have seen that yet. The ones who've watched that show, maybe. I was on the undercard, stuff like that, so no one's seen me yet. No one's seen nothing of what I'm capable of yet, because nobody's pushed me to the limits that are going to take me to me fucking best moments, you know what I mean, yet. So that's all still to come.
Bantamweight European British champion, is it still Lee McGregor?
I don't know, mate. I don't know if I think
Seen him fight?
I think the last thing I heard it was him, but I don't know what the score is with that. But
Mind a piece of that action?
I'd love to fight him. Yeah, anyone that's got belts or anyone that's put in front of me. You know what I mean? That's who I'm fighting, innit? That's who's in the way.
Right, Andrew. Good luck on Friday night. First defence of your WBC International Silver Belt. Probably your last at Super Bantam for a while. But just do your thing, mate.
Yeah, man. Right, Rich.